dia, boa tarde, boa noite, good day, good afternoon, and good evening on this beautiful Saturday, the 9th of September 2023. I'm sitting in the sunshine at a beautiful area close to the Springfield Lagoon. So this is called the Falls, I believe. And there is this beautiful park, and then a 2-minute walk there is this beautiful lagoon. There is a small stage where they're setting up to do, I have no idea what. But I saw this tree like to the left of the screen there. It doesn't look as majestic from behind the camera as it does looking straight at it, but it's so beautiful, and I saw it and I went, okay, this is it. This is where I'm going to plonk myself to record this week's episode. It's just, yeah, it's it. So I am here. Where am I? Hello. To my right, I think there is, I think it's just out of shot. Yeah, there is like some sort of a picnic happening. To the left, there are some children. The day is beautiful. Life is awesome. And couldn't ask for a better spot to record this week's episode and have a little chat of what I'm about to dive into. How about we get started? Hey, here we go. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat. For fuck's sake, what on earth is going on? Seriously, when I say like on earth, yeah, it's happening here on earth. But what's going down is out of this world, really. Everywhere I look, we all just seem to be fast asleep. Either we truly are oblivious to everything, or we are lying there pretending to be asleep with one eye half open as we lay in bed with the monsters themselves. Lethal conveniences. This is what's taking everything away from us while we sleep, or while we pretend to be sleeping. I've actually been exploring this topic in my mind over the last few years, and will be honest in saying that I've been fighting, in my mind that is, with myself, with some of the research that I've come across. Those fights where you try to find an answer, but the answer comes from a place of ego. And I'm sure you know the ones that I'm talking about, because whether you admit it or not, you've had some of these yourself. Now, what took all of this to the next level for me and punched me right between the eyes was a light bulb moment realization that I actually had a few weeks ago at a work training session with my colleagues. For a few years now, I've worked for a company called Solar Schools here in Brisbane. And most recently, I've started doing some work for a non-for-profit called Zero Positive. Now, if you're at all interested in the state of our planet, I mean, you do live on this planet, right? So I'm hoping you are interested in the state of our planet. Because no sustainable planet means no you. I actually suggest you check out the links that I will put up at the end of this video to Solar Schools and Zero Positive. Have a little look at these businesses and see what they do. Education is truly key when it comes to making change to anything, really. So be sure to check them out. And if you are in the space of wanting to collaborate, ask questions, if you're curious, reach out. They do have a contact page, so just reach out. And chances are I'll be the one responding to you anyway. So yeah, say hello. Now back to where I was leading to. So a few weeks back, I was with the Zero Positive team actually doing a strategy session with the strategy guy himself, John Hale. When halfway through the session, I had a light bulb realization moment. it was more like a flashing red with sirens light bulb moment, and not that cute yellow pretty ones that you see in cartoons. It was a pretty worrying light bulb moment, at least for me anyway. And this is exactly what came to my mind. If the majority of people don't think twice, don't care, turn a blind eye, and reach for lethal conveniences when it comes to what they consume orally, which directly affects their health, then why the fuck would they think twice, care, pay attention, and make a better choice when it comes to the health of our planet, when it comes to our beautiful and abundant and giving Mother Earth? Why? Now, it was at that point that I felt quite deflated and defeated, to be honest. Like, really, really, really deflated and defeated. And had I not been surrounded by these inspirational change makers who work positively and tirelessly, no matter what barriers are placed in front of them, I think I would have cocooned myself in bed for about a week or so to hibernate. And seriously, I get why so many turn the other way when it comes to spearheading into uncomfortable realizations. I mean, if you don't have people around you who are committed to asking questions, finding answers, and going against the grain, when it comes to optimal physical, mental, and spiritual well-being, as well as the optimal well-being of our planet, then it can become difficult to stay on track. So hard that at times it's easier to stay asleep. I get it. Trust me, I do. Now, I do need you to trust me at this point. If you're one of those people that have gone back to bed next to those monsters of lethal conveniences because at least there you don't feel so alone, believe me, there are many, many, many people, communities, and businesses of good people exploring, learning, and changing towards the highest power of good for themselves and our planet. But before we explore this a little bit further, take a look at this. Now, I filmed that earlier this morning at my local supermarket. But chances are that if you go to your own local supermarket, it will look very, 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 very similar. Aisles and aisles of what we call food. But it's actually far from food. And to make things a little clearer, I searched the definition of food for you, and this is what it came up. Oxford Dictionary definition of food: any nutritious substance that people or animals eat or drink, or that plants absorb in order to maintain life and growth. Now, in my search, together with my search, came up pictures of nutritious food, and those pictures were of hamburgers, fast food hamburgers, soft drinks and juices, donuts, among some other things. Interesting, right? Now, I went a step further and went back to the trusty Oxford Dictionary and searched for the definition of nutritious. And this is what it said: efficient as food, nourishing. Nourishing? Oh, right, yeah. Now it makes sense as to why they included the pictures of the fast food burgers, donuts, and juices. Because they're nutritious, right? Yeah, fuck no. Hell no. Now, let's just wait up a second. I really wasn't expecting to read efficient as food. And to be honest, what the hell does that even mean? So I researched some more, and based on the medical dictionary, it means the relative ability of a food source to contribute to weight gain, weight maintenance, or growth and development. So that's why they had the burgers, donuts, and juices. As long as we're getting fatter and maintaining that fat, then we're good, right? And for growth and development, do they mean the tumorous and cancerous types, which are developing out of control as our food gets more and more convenient, yet more and more toxic? Is that what it is? Now, the supermarket aisles you saw before is proof that it's all in plain sight. And for fuck's sake, why is it illegal for you and I to sell drugs on the corner? Not that I would, but not illegal for them to sell poisonous in plain sight. Why are those poisons there? Like, just there. And anyone can buy it. Adults, obviously, but kids also. Why is it there? Seriously. If there is one aisle in the supermarket that's called health, what does that make the rest of the aisles? Sickness? And with that I agree with, because that's what most of the processed and over-processed foods cause sickness, and, you know, if it's in excess, death. So check this out. I'll put a couple of pictures here for you to have a look. Now, what you just saw there was what I found, one item that I found in the health aisle. Looks healthy, right? With a picture of a donut. But just to confirm that it is healthy, I turned to the back to have a look at the ingredients, and this is what it had written: wheat, oligofructose, can't even pronounce it, vegetable oil, sugar, bulking agent, calcium, stearoyl lactylate, soy lectin, brilliant blue because that's so healthy, acidity regulator, now bear with me with this one, acid pyrohexogate. I'm sure that H was silent. Now, those were just some of the ingredients. Do you know them all? This was in the health section. Does it not alarm you? Because it sure does alarm me. I mean, I can't even pronounce, let alone know what some of these things are, and I'm sure I'm not alone. So can you see why that I had that big red flashing light bulb moment hit me right between the eyes? These lethal conveniences that you and I have been reaching for have us on board the fast approaching 6th station. If we don't get off at the next station, we will if we haven't already, be in a world of pain come our later years. We can physically see some of the devastation that these lethal conveniences are also having on our planet. By getting off the next platform, you'll be choosing to get curious and regain your power when it comes to making conscious and informed choices about yours and the planet's optimal health. Wait, what was that? I just heard you think out loud and you said, oh, but I'm only one person, my changes won't do much, to which I say, bullshit. It's that kind of thinking that has gotten us in this current state. Your small yet conscious change does matter, and it does make a difference, so please stop thinking that way. I mean, the reason why I know is because I thought of like that as well, and most people do that I speak to. So chances are you do too. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I just heard you thinking out loud again. And this time you said, but we only live once, so I'm not giving up those lethal yet yummy conveniences. My dear friend, if you only live once, don't you want that life to be the best it can be? One that is pain-free, joyful, happy and healthy? Or do you want to live that one life in a sick planet and in a sick and hurting body? I know change is time consuming and that at times a healthier life and healthier choices can be a little bit more expensive. But this is how it is. You either choose to dedicate some time and money to make small yet vital changes now, or you may be forced to take the time and spend a whole lot more money in trying to regain yours and the Earth's health later. And it isn't guaranteed. The first is a choice towards prevention. The second will be necessary to survive, even if it means surviving in pain. Now, I have no doubt that this entry has caused some discomfort for you and probably sounds like there's no way out. A bit depressing. I know. The thing is, most of humanity won't act on something until they are in some sort of pain or discomfort. It could be small pain of not fitting into last year's jeans, or a bigger hurt like being diagnosed with an incurable dis-ease. It may be a small discomfort of a slightly hotter summer, or a bigger dagger like a whole island burning down and killing hundreds. It's only then that people are known to act. But why? Why wait for pain if you have a chance of preventing it, stopping it, and reversing it? My experience with all of this actually began when I got curious and I started to look into things, and door after door began to open. Some doors led to information that I did not want to know about, for the simple fact that if I knew about it, I'd then have to make a choice between a convenience and a healthier me and planet. Luckily, I'm a tad bit rebellious. Add the stubbornness that my mother has kindly handed down to me, and I can get pretty focused at making change when I find out someone or something has been pulling the wool over my eyes. So slowly yet steadily, I've been on the education train to well-being station, where along the way I'm passing ancestor station, where I'm looking into how my ancestors lived, and this came about the journey my husband is on with his business, Primal Sapien, and that's primalsapien.com.au. I've also gone past trial and error station, where I trial things, I get things wrong, and then I look into it and try something else. Uncomfortable station, where I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Observe station, where I sit back and observe, ask questions, listen, research station, where I delve into studies, literature, podcasts, books. Change station. Now, that's a difficult one because it causes a lot of questions, discomfort, but it is a very interesting station. And many, many more where I'm learning, evolving and moving forward towards well-being. And when I get there to well-being station, I won't stop. It's when we stop that we stagnate, giving the opportunity to fall asleep again. Like Mother Earth, we are forever changing and evolving, so the growth will continue until my last earthly breath. Now, as the weeks and months go by, I'll share with you what I've done so far and what I'm experimenting with and researching in the hope that it will give you ideas and tools to ponder the choices of whether you too want to make your way to Wellbeing Station on the education train. There will be things on technology, nutrition, medicine, lifestyle, consumerism, everything that contributes to the ill health of our bodies, mind, soul, spirit, and the planet. I will share personal experiences, books, podcasts, conversations, mistakes, and wins so that you don't feel so alone on your own journey. And that's if you choose to buy a ticket at the station. But what I won't do is tell you how to live your life. Only you have the power to do that. Do you agree? If you said yes, then please take your power back, because at the moment you don't have it. The government, media, medical agencies, society, and so on, they all have it. You make what you think is your choices based on what they tell and sell you. Just look around you and you'll understand exactly what I mean. Now, I'm going to leave you with 2 resources to start your journey on that train. One is the Fat documentary. So it's called Fat, a documentary, and there's also Fat, a documentary too. You can find them on YouTube. Just do some research. I've got the links on my website. So if you go to ECHOEZ, that is ECHOEZ.com.au, and then go to MYBITS and click on the blog Lethal Conveniences. The links will be there for you as well. Now, this is a documentary that tells the far-fetched but completely true history of how our country, I think this was made in America, this one definitely, became so unhealthy. So it says here, I'm just reading a little bio on it. In 1970, just over 1.5 million people had been diagnosed with diabetes in the United States. Now, over 30 million have diabetes. What's even more alarming is that 100 million people, that's 1 in 3, have diabetes or are pre-diabetic. That is not to mention the 40% of the population that are obese. Check out those documentaries. And then the second resource that I'd like to share with you, is a book called Braiding Sweetgrass. And I mentioned this book on a couple of previous episodes. The little bio on this reads, Braiding Sweetgrass explores reciprocal relationships between humans and the land, with a focus on the role of plants and botany in both Native America and Western traditions. The book received largely positive reviews and has appeared on several bestsellers lists. Now, this book is phenomenal. Please do yourself a favor and read it. I've got a link to the book on my website. You can do a search. You can get it in audio or on your Kindle or paperback. It is fantastic. It talks a lot about our ancestors, how they respected the land and how things changed and what we are living today. It is really beautifully written, and I really think you'll love it. I really do. Now, if you want to discuss what I've written today, if you want to share your ideas, please do so. You can reach me at hello@echoes.com.au. And remember, you're not alone in this. Find your tribe. There are many people on the education train to wellness. Get on board. Start the conversations with your friends, your family, your community. Search for groups. It's not about being over the top about it in the sense that you can't live. Like, this is about living. This is about living from a place of power and not from a place of disempowerment. So get curious with me. And remember that while you're being curious, be kind, be great, and be you. Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Please share, give it a like, a comment. It just helps me know what you like or don't like. So even if you leave a comment that isn't positive, that's okay. It gives you an idea, right, of what people enjoy to see and if they are learning, because my purpose is to serve in a positive way. Yeah. And if you have been with me since the beginning of MYBITS vlogcast, you will know why I record these outdoors in a different location every week. But if you haven't, I will share with you that the reason why I do this is because I want to take people outdoors. I want to take you outside. We live indoors a lot of our days. Things have changed, and this is part of the lethal conveniences, right? Because we have those lethal conveniences, the phones, the iPad, the laptop, the TV, the that, everything is indoors. Not indoors. No one wants to go outside anymore because the video game is too powerful. Because the movies are on demand. So this is one of the reasons why I decided not just to do a voice podcast, but to film as well. I want to take you outside. I want you to see what's out there, what's available to you. Yeah. And hopefully my goal, my dream is to be able to record these around the world. So far they've been in Australia and in Brisbane alone, from close to my house, to close to my work, to close to my parents' house. I'm doing things as my means allow me to do it. But I will. I know I will. I will be recording from overseas. I will have the funds to go, okay, I'm going to catch a train and I'm going to travel to Sydney and I'm going to film at the Sydney Opera House. Wouldn't that be cool? So look, if you want to sponsor this vlogcast, MYBITS, so I can do that and travel and start recording from different places at your let's say in front of your business, at a coffee shop, at a park, doesn't matter what it is, it just needs to be outdoors. And yes, I have done some at home when I've either been under the weather or when I haven't been able to get to a location. And if I have to do that again, I will. Yeah. But the purpose is to get outside, to take you outdoors, to remind you of this abundance and what's available to you. Because you do not need to have an overflowing bank account to walk to a park, to step outside. You don't. To sit in the sunshine. And you might get the same view day in and day out if your situation doesn't allow you to catch a train somewhere or a bus or drive. But that's okay. Just get outside. Get some sunshine. Get some vitamin D. Gosh, that's another podcast. Vitamin D deficiency. caused by all these devices that we stay indoors. But anyway, I'm starting to rant again. Let's wrap this up. Thank you once again for joining me. Please subscribe, share, leave your feedback, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week. Ciao for now.